Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website too. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. There's a YouTube, VDG Sports. Everything is there. Like, subscribe, share, and this episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. That's where you can go to keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-beings, my quotes, things that I say, things I don't say, things that I think about, things that I make, things that I do, things that I contemplate on. Basically, all things VinceDouglasGregory.com. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for giving me a shot. That's all I can ask for. That is all I can ask for. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this is almost every day. Regs, it feels like it's every day, but it's not. We got this special bond. We don't know what the name of it. We keep thinking of other ways to come up with a name, but it brings us back to the beginning. And we do what we do. Non-verbal communicating peeps. That's just an acknowledgement. The rest shall go unspoken because we communicate nonverbal. Something happened, and I think I've given this enough time to breathe. I think I have given this enough time to breathe just because I have, and I have to get it off my chest. See something, say something, see something, say something. And it's really, 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 really irked me to the umpteenth degree. And it always seems like it's the same dealio or the same thing. And I don't want to be judgmental. I'm just observing from a distance. Observing from a distance. And this is still a no judge zone. So I'm not judging. It's just an observation from a distance. And it irks me, but it's okay. It's an observation. I walk from time to time. Yeah, I said it twice because it is twice doubly as nice. It's not like me running, and I do go running probably like once a week. And I do all the other things that I've mentioned in the past, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm not going to rehash, regurgitate, and bore you with something that I've already mentioned and said in the past because I'm not going to do it. You're welcome. You are welcome. I was walking. I tend to walk a lot, and this really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. One, because what I was seeing, what was happening was reckless. Two, what I was seeing, what was happening was against the law. And this isn't me projecting. This isn't me putting a twist on this from my point of view. This is just me talking about my observation. This is just me pointing out my observation. I was walking, I wasn't singing, but I was definitely dancing to the beat of my own drums. I had my tunes on, and I wasn't singing out loud because I just said I wasn't singing, but I was definitely dancing, moving, walking with purpose. I was walking with purpose. I was walking with a presence about myself. And I noticed this vehicle making an acute turn at a very, very fast speed. And I started doing the math in my head, in my brain. I was like, this car, needs to slow down at least about 10, not 10, but one or two speed, however you measure their speed, about 1 or 2 needs to slow down. Because if it's sped up and if it goes over this certain amount, the car would not be able to make the turn, and the driver in the car would be in a very, very bad place. And I would be a witness, and I would have to go and do what I do, save the world, save the planet. Nah, just save this guy. Luckily, he made the turn. But the car still seemed like it was ready to just tilt over. The car still seemed like it was ready to tilt over. And I'm saying to myself, this is in the middle of the day. This is in broad daylight. What is going on? I need to focus. I need to recalibrate. I need to pay closer attention so I can be able to readily identify in case something happens. Readily identify in case something goes wrong. And I don't normally do this. How ever angelic bird-like voice. However, intuition and gut feeling kicked in, and I just started paying closer attention to my surroundings, which included this vehicle, which was a convertible, light colored convertible. I'm going to go with white or just a little off-white or ivory, but it definitely wasn't yellow. So I'm going to end up with a white convertible, and the top was dropped, and the guy, he wasn't singing. He wasn't dancing. He was getting ready to do something that I don't recommend anybody do, because 1, it's against the law. And 2, if you believe in science, you got a problem with this. And I will get to the reason why. So you just go ahead and let that sink in, let that fester, let that just marinate in your mind while we proceed. I'm just the narrator. I saw all in his vehicle because the top was dropped. He was drinking a substance. I don't know what it was, but I could have figured it out. But once again, I wasn't trying to judge. I was just trying to make sure that I was observing everything to the umpteenth degree that was necessary for me to feel comfort and comfortable with any results that would have took place. Any results that would have took place or that would have taken place. Hey, to each his own. He had a beverage. And I would have thought that he was, going to put the beverage in his beverage holder within his car, possibly continue drinking the beverage or whatnot. But no, he didn't want the beverage anymore. He was finished with the beverage. So instead of storing the beverage in a beverage holder or putting it in the car somewhere, maybe on the side where the seat meets the console, or where the other seat meets the console, or on the floor somewhere. I don't know. There were many options. Many options where this beverage could have went. But the option that he chose was to throw it outside. Yes, I repeat, his option that he chose was to throw it outside, on the ground, on the street, on the concrete, on the pavement. It's all the same. It was not in his vehicle anymore, and it didn't go in the trash. It didn't go in the recycle bin. It went on the street where peeps drive, where other people drive, and where other people make their car go vroom vroom on. I looked at that And I was just letting my intuition and gut feeling lead me. Because if I was a thinking person and if I was super duper logical, I would have went to where the beverage was, took a sample, not drink now, just took a sample and had that sample go somewhere to be analyzed to determine whether or not that it was an alcoholic beverage or an adult beverage of some sort. I could have made a quick observation to determine. I could have used all of the information that was provided for me for the brief moments that I encountered with said driver. I could have utilized all of that and put together and painted a perfect picture for what was taking place and what was happening. That's if I was a super duper logical person, if I was thinking about all that stuff. But no, I just assumed my intuition and my gut feelings was going to handle everything for me, which they did. So I just paid attention to the vehicle because I was able to describe the vehicle, which I have, and I don't know the person, but I could point them out in the lineup. Yes. And last but not least, the tag. Because usually drivers that are super duper cool, they have super duper cool plates that are easily identifiable. But I'm not here for that because I don't think it was an alcoholic beverage and I wasn't going to waste my time like that because it looked like Coca-Cola. It looked like Pepsi. It looked like just some run-of-the-mill beverage. So I wasn't going to waste my time going down that rabbit hole. And I'm glad my intuition and gut feeling didn't let the super duper logical part of me go down some rabbit hole that didn't need to be that did not need to be traversed. But what I did do was remember that moment, remember what had happened, and decided and determined that sometime you have to watch out because you can get it at any given moment. You can get it at any given moment. I'm just walking by, doing what it do, minding my own business. Driver of a car barely makes the turn and then tosses a beverage out that was not too far from hitting me. Actually, it was quite about a few feet away, but still extremely close. Not close enough, but not far away either. But my main concern in that situation, is somebody gonna come and pick up the little stuff because littering is frowned upon, littering is against the law, and littering is bad, and littering is something you are able to prove in the court of law because did that come from you? Yes, it did. Is it in the trash? No, it's not. Is that littering? Yes. Fine. Okay. And I'm not saying that it's fine as in it's fine. Okay. I'm saying fine. You pay a fine. Okay. Pay a fine. Okay. Because that's more provable. That is more provable than any other scenario or the other scenarios that I presented. But then again, once again, I relied on intuition and gut feeling. Intuition, gut feeling, you keep doing what you do. You keep doing what you do. And this is not a shot at you. This is a thank you.